Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am very excited to interview John Wayne Smith. He lives amongst wild horses, incredible human being. How are you doing today?
I am better than I have a right to be.
I like that answer. You are absolutely incredible. I don't know how we're going to squeeze this into a couple of minutes to interview you, but it sounds like you have lived a million lifetimes. You live literally amongst wild horses. And can you kind of tell us a little bit about that? Like where you live, how this happened, how many horses there are, all the good things.
I moved to Mesa in southern Colorado,
Okay.
Called Wild Horse Mesa. And after 8 years of basically being homeless in the valley, which is an interesting story, but
Yeah.
this ad for the property came up and it had wild horses in it. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And I looked at it and everything kind of fell together where within a week I had moved down there.
To the Happy Horse, did I say this right? Happy Horse
John Wayne's
Roadhouse.
Happy Horse Roadhouse Incorporated. It's actually Happy Horse Roadhouse Incorporated is the nonprofit that we've started
Okay.
to support raising awareness for the horses. We're doing a coffee table book. There's a documentary we're working on. There's so much stuff has happened in the last few weeks and months. I'm a little overwhelmed, but what has really come about is a relationship with these wild horse bands, being immersed with them in their environment,
Right.
which is a really unique scenario. No one that I know of has really had the opportunity to immerse themselves and be with them basically 24/7. And I thought I knew horses because I managed a ranch in Minturn for a number of years and was around horses. I met my first wife giving tours in a gold mine with a donkey-pulled mine train.
I love
so I've
that
been
story.
around these critters for a while, and as a kid, you couldn't keep me away from them. I would
Right.
escape and go play with the horses when I was at my friends' houses and stuff. So anyway, the horses have become my passion in my life, and really the saving grace of giving me a purpose, of a therapeutic. I have severe PTSD, and the horses have been fundamental in turning the corner in my healing, really, in a lot of ways, and allowing me to let go of a lot of my trauma. It's just, the horses have an energy that is a different cadence, a different pace.
Yeah.
And when you enter into that rhythm, it slows you down, and I notice that my breath begins to even out, and I'm not holding my breath. All my tension, all my stress just dissipates. And to have a baby horse sleep in your lap on the ground with mama standing behind me with her hooves right here and her muzzle on my head, and we go into dream state all together, their eyes go half closed, our breathing synchronizes, and we go into shared dream space. I don't know how else to talk about it. I have dreamt with the horses and gone on journeys through the sky with flying horses. That's all I can tell you.
Sorry to interrupt, but I love that. Obviously, I love that so much. And I love that you said earlier, all of us have a connection with horses,
Yes.
and that people are always drawn. We're talking off camera. At an early age, most people are like, oh, I want a baby horse, I want a horse. Why is that? Because of that presence, because of that calmness, and you get to actually live with them.
Yes.
That's
I have
really-
horses that come and knock on my door. And they come in the barn. I've had horses come in, and I had an old red quarter horse named Cheyenne, who has passed this last winter. But she would come in, and I would let her come in the barn because she was harassed by the other horses.
Oh.
And I have a relationship. Every horse has a unique personality.
That's what I was
Every
just
horse
about to
is
ask.
different. They have their own triggers. They all suffer with PTSD as well.
Right.
As prey animals, they're hypervigilant, and they stand watch. It's funny. I take the watch for the stallions. The stallions and the lead mares keep the watch while the other horses rest. And I've developed a relationship with one of the stallions where I can actually talk him all the way to the ground by holding his muzzle in my hand and baby talking him. Then I get on him and I can roll him all the way over and baby talk him into this total relaxed state. And then he goes into REM, into rapid eye movement, in dream state. His eyes flutter, his lips move, and his feet do that, just like a dog, if you've ever seen a dog
Yes.
move. And he'll stay in that REM state and in that deep sleep state until I get off of him. But he loves it because it gives him a chance to really get that rest, that deep rest that he needs. And I've got the watch. And that's what I tell him. I talk to him and tell him exactly what I'm doing. That energy, whether the words mean anything, the energy is transferred, they get it, and they will get whispered.
That's honestly what I was just thinking is, why do you think it is that the horses do trust you so much? And I believe so much, like you're saying, they're just like people. I do believe that they understand, and whether they understand the verbiage, you're right, but they feel your energy.
Yes.
Do you think that's the reason they trust you, is because you've gone into their space and learned to live with them, not have them live with you almost?
Yes. I define love, and love is, what's love got to do with it? Everything.
100.
And how I define love is identification with another to the point of self-forgetting. And that place of self-forgetting is where we have the therapeutic benefit, because it lets us drop all of the noise and the stress and the anxiety of having to figure out what to do with ourselves, because we're figuring out what to do for somebody else.
Right.
What a different concept. And that is the crux of the healing modality of horse therapy.
Do you feel like this life found you with
Oh,
the
yes,
horses?
totally.
Yeah.
Well, I have this other idea that, I don't think any of us came in here without giving some consent to be born.
Right.
Because otherwise it would be unjust. I didn't agree to this. I didn't want to do this.
Right.
I just landed here. What the heck? But I think at some level, for me to come to terms with the things that I've had to go through,
Right.
and to, come to peace with God and myself and the world, I had to find a way that made sense to me. I couldn't pretend anymore. I had to come to terms with the real issues of fairness, justice. It's a huge thing. Justice
Right.
and fairness, and I've always been for the underdogs, and I hate injustice. And that's the way I could reconcile that, what I felt was injustice and unfairness, and why me, God?
Right. Why did this happen
It's
to
like,
me?
because you agreed, and you are the one that was prepared to fill this role, to be of service to others, and to operate in this collective mindset, not the individual mindset. We're all in this together.
What a beautiful, sorry, you're amazing. I just have to stop you there. What a beautiful thing, because that's truth. And to live in that moment, in that vibe, is truly the way to live. I love that
It's
you
the
said
only
that.
way to live. I
Right.
mean, because I lived the other way. I was violent, aggressive, out of control, operating in fear.
Right.
A fear-based life will always leave you alone
100%.
in your own dungeon of self-protection.
It's truth.
And I was dying. I couldn't do it that way. I
And-
had to come out of that, or I was going to die.
And you feel like the horses truly saved you.
They gave me that place to go of acceptance. The horses accept you no matter what.
Right.
If you're full of fear, they're going to look at you funny. But if you come and you
Centered, yeah.
let them whisper you,
Then,
you will find peace.
well, John, I could talk to you for about an hour and a half longer. Really quickly, if people want to come and visit you at the horse farm, is that something that you allowed to do, and where can they go?
By appointment, because
Okay.
there are a lot, you can imagine it's, well, it's a dangerous environment for me, and I have to deal with that. But you
Right.
can contact me through Facebook,
Okay.
and that's probably the best way right
Through
now.
Facebook?
And
Okay.
you can catch up on, you can really get the whole story there.
And get
'cause
the whole vibe.
I post every day, I write a lot, and I use it as a journaling place and a way to pay it forward for people to get a positive, we have enough negative in the world.
100%.
I want to put something positive out there, something healing, something hopeful.
Ugh, John Wayne Smith, my new best friend. I really adore you. You know I'm going to come and visit
Oh,
you.
you better.
That is awesome.
I will
And we
hold you
can't
to
wait
it.
to see your coffee book.
Coffee table book, and then
coffee
a
table?
documentary in a year, and the documentary really parallels the plight of the horses and the plight of the homeless, the marginalized, the disenfranchised, and the wild horses have a tough go of it right now,
That's-
and I'm really for creating a sanctuary for them ultimately is what my goal is down there.
Well, thank you for helping make this world a better place, and I can't wait to come see you. I'm
Thank
sure.
you so much for letting me come on and share the vision.
Thank you, and we will see more of you, I'm sure of it. And keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail.
Good